To be fair, everyone on the fixed team is a hard worker, and they say if you put the work in, then success will come your way. As for Jose's story, he put the work in, and when the work was done, then all he relied on was high hopes of that big buck coming his way.
High hopes. I have high hopes. That's how it should be. That should be the title. High hopes. Because that's all it was. High hopes.
Every year the team rates their season 1 to 10. What was yours?
I don't know how to rate my season. All I know is Steve Philly puts in 2 hunts. I put about 200. And he still manages to kill deer. So based on that, I don't know what to say. As far as effort, 8.
Jose is a man who knows what he wants. And what he wants is what every hunter wants. A big buck. His cameras show him what's on the property he's hunting. But before all of that happens, Jose puts in a lot of work before the season begins. And this year, Jose had a new piece of equipment to help him with his food plots.
Man, super excited. Today is August 4th. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of coming home to the Packer Max Crimper Combo. Now I can't tell you how how blessed we are to work with such a quality company.
It's planting season, Whitetail Institute. I got myself a little Ingersoll tractor, and we got Packer Max. I got the Packer Max Crimper Combo. That's how I planted my plots this year, and they came in amazing.
This is Jose's first year using the Packer Max Culti-Packer on his food plots. This piece of equipment helps maintain the moisture retention in the soil while also improving seed-to-soil contact to ensure better germination. Jose is one of the fixed team members who likes to work smart and not hard.
When you crimp a pre-existing plot or field, you're not letting that sun get down into that soil, so it's not drying that soil out. So it's gonna help with that moisture. It's better to seed prior to a heavy storm. Right after you seed, crimp it, and then pretty much that's it. And that's the beauty of using the Culti-Packer Crimper Combo.
All right, it's been 2 weeks since I planted the Whitetail Institute seed, and the seed is just now starting to germinate, so it is time to install the Gallagher fencing. Literally took me 1 day to do 2 plots, which was maybe about an acre and a half. Obviously working alone, I got it all done. The plots are protected.
I've got the banks just on the other side of this pine right here. You can barely see that. I've got the Gallagher S100 right here. This fence protecting about a half acre destination all the way around. And then I've got oats in the center. So everything seems to be coming in really well. This, I use the Packer Max Culti-Packer Crimper Combo. As you can see, I feel like this is absolutely amazing. And if I keep this electrified for another, 2-3 weeks, it's gonna be even better.
Now that Jose has the Banks blind and Gallagher fence set up on the food plot, it was now time to add one more tool to his arsenal: water.
Got the Banks Wild Water 100. And out of all the places that I would like to put it, this is probably the top place. We can go a few weeks without eating, but without drinking, we can't go but a few days.
I'm prepared, everything is gonna go right for me this year. I'm gonna have a Steve Philly season. It all starts with the properties that I have. So I've got a 2-acre piece that I have an encounter with last year with Super Brow. I thought I lost that piece, but I get to hunt it one more year.
In 2022, Jose was shaking in his hunting blind with excitement as his Michigan property had provided him an opportunity to see his targeted buck, Super Brow, appear right in front of him. However, Jose was not ready, and by the time he reached for his bow, Super Brow left the scene.
And I just had Super Brow.
Jose, how often do things go wrong when filming hunts?
Ooh. On a percentage, you know what, not very often, maybe 20% of the time. I know that's probably sounds a little high, but when you're self-filming, there's a lot of things that can go wrong.
As we all know, things can go wrong with anything we do. But as the old saying goes, if you plan it, they will come. And guess who came? Super Brow shows up on Jose's 2.5-acre hunting ground.
Super Brow shows up on my 2-acre piece, and then I focus all of my attention to him.
Jose spends the next 10 days hunting his 2.5 acres with high hopes of seeing Super Brow. But instead, he sees doe after doe and small buck after small buck. But a guy like Jose will always keep his cool.
And then now, since I'm not seeing him, I'm in panic mode.
Or maybe not. Now, this isn't the first time Jose has been in panic mode, but he's definitely not a quitter. The following year, in 2022, Jose had to wait until January in his county's extended season to finally get his fix.
I don't know what to say. I just shot the Super Brow buck. Finally get to put a buck in the truck.
Jose's targeted bucks not showing their face yet might be frustrating, but for him, this behavior isn't strange.
The strangest thing you have ever seen while hunting?
It's pretty easy. It's pretty freaky to watch. In Kansas, a couple armadillos breed each other. I mean, I never even seen an armadillo before, and my first experience was watching armadillos breed. Their shells don't do well with that, so I mean, they just kind of roll off of each other like two big uns.
Film it by chance?
Huh?
Did you get it on video?
No, I watched it through my binoculars.
The Fix crew has seen all sorts of wacky things over the years, but one thing Jose wishes he'd see this year is one big shooter buck known as Super Brow. He might blame many things for his bad luck, but it definitely isn't human odor.
The majority of my hunts are because of my work schedule. Usually when I get out of work, I'm using the Wildlife Research wipes, okay? They've got the washcloths. I wash myself down. I build transmissions for a living for Ford Motor Company. So if it wasn't for those wipes, well, I wouldn't be seeing any deer at all. Some would say you don't kill deer because of that, but I see a ton of deer. I just don't see the right deer. This is one product. If you could have one product and one product only in your truck, this is what I would have. It goes in the door of my truck at all times. I'm constantly wiping down my steering wheel, seat belt, door trim, panels, anything that I think may be contaminated. And it's as easy as just simply pulling it out of the bag, storing it there. It's not taking up any space. And it's always there when you need it.
Covering human odor is one of the most important things to do as a hunter. Jose also knows that deer attractants can be just as important, such as using a scrape dripper with golden scrape. To change things up, Jose decides to try a new way of hunting and shows up to the party late.
I decided to take up saddle hunting, and I added Hunt Arsenal to my hunting arsenal because I knew it would benefit me in so many ways. But there is a learning curve. Sadly, I got in here this morning not knowing how long it was going to take me because I wanted to do everything safely. Anyway, I got up here and installing my last stick, and I happen to look up and I see a throat patch.
What was the strangest thing you have ever seen while hunting?
Okay, I won't mention any names, But a few years back, I had a partner that I was hunting with, and he absolutely had to go to the bathroom.
Is he Italian?
He's Italian. He may be Italian, I'm not sure. But the only thing we had in a ground blind, let me repeat that, in the ground blind, he did not exit the ground blind. He went ahead and relieved himself in this bag, and we finished the hunt. Now, I've seen a lot of stuff over the years, trespassers, all kinds of things, but this, I think I had to get therapy over that. I'm dealing with all these immature deer, and I'm doing the best I can in regards to managing my time and hunting, which I hunt extremely. Like when I tell you how many hours, Philly, I don't want to tell you how many hours, but I hunt a lot.
Jose has done everything right. He planted the food plots, he made the mock scrapes, hung Magnum scrape drippers, and everything else that should have put a big buck in front of him. But sometimes when you do everything right, you're still left with a pile of,
Right here with the baku. And there's deer poop. Who's got this beautiful rain cover. That's how you gotta take care of your stuff. Especially when it's raining and snowing. So I had to put everything in a dry pack. And now, because I have to use this nature or this trail system to get out of here, I have to, got this packed, a little waterproof bag here, just a pair of pants and a sweatshirt. So
What was the strangest thing you have ever seen while hunting?
This goes back a lot of years when Jesse and I were filming together, and at that time there weren't hardly any eagles around, but we were hunting this spot on Sugar Creek in Montgomery County, and there were eagles, and a pair of them got together and like locked talons, or I guess, and then they couldn't fly, right? Because they're locked together, can't flap their wings, but they had a lot of wingspan there, and they just like spiraled down, 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 and crashed on this sandbar. And we didn't film it, but it was pretty cool. I've been later told that that's sort of a mating ritual.
Well, I don't think I have seen anything strange, but I am, however, looking forward to seeing Bigfoot one day.
At this point, Jose's odds of seeing Bigfoot are probably better than they are of seeing Superbrow. This time of the year, bucks are looking for two things: a hot doe and food. So Jose comes up with a new plan.
I just took down all the Gallagher fencing on both plots. Man, I had every intention of leaving it up till like late season, but I mean, I gotta take advantage of it during gun season.
When I took it down, of course, you know, Superbrow shows back up, and another big buck showed back up on my 2-acre piece, which is really crazy because it's my urban spot. What better than Whitetail Institute food? I took it down early, and of course, they demolished it.
Where were you when they were eating it
Oh
all?
my gosh.
So his bobcat, he come out of the timber, come over towards the tree, started scratching his claws, and Chuck was trying to climb the tree even higher.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he thought that cat was coming up.
Well, out of all the strange things I've heard today, the strangest thing would have to be Jose putting in all this work and not even seeing his targeted buck. He did have opportunities at smaller bucks, but chose to let them go. One thing Jose can't let go, however, is the success of another fixed member, especially this guy.
All right, I can't tell you how many hunts it's been, but I cannot get in front of a mature deer. I'm seeing a ton of 3-year-olds. I'm passing up a ton of deer, but I cannot get in front of a mature deer. Meanwhile, Steve Philly in Missouri is killing deer. Now, tell me that makes sense.
4 hours.
It doesn't make any sense at all. No sense at all. Philly, you're not allowed to talk to me during season at all.
As for Steve's story, we'll save that for another day. As for Jose, he loves introducing new people to the sport, so someday they'll have their own stories to tell.
All right, here's my good deed. My brother-in-law, George Algashan, and his good friend want to come out hunting. I gave up a day beginning of November. All right, here we are. It is November 10th, Southern Michigan. I got my brother-in-law, George Algashan, here. Hopefully, we can get some deer down tonight, God willing. What do you think, George? Fingers crossed.
Unfortunately, only a small doe shows up. However, in Jose's eyes, spending quality time with your family and creating memories is a success in its own way.
I love introducing new people to the sport. For me, it's all about giving back, right?
Jose also brought out his good friend Av on a hunt to try to get him on a buck. In the end, there was no buck, but the experiences like this will always be priceless.
I'm not selfish in any way. You see a lot of struggles. I wear my heart on my sleeve, but for me, it's about giving back. So that, for me, was a special moment this season.
They say if you put in the hard work, you will be successful. And most hunters might say if you don't shoot the big one, then you had an unsuccessful season. However, for Jose, he knows that this isn't true, as he introduced important people in his life to hunting, and despite the fact he couldn't seem to avoid failure, he never stopped pushing forward. He can take pride in all these things and call that a success. As for Jose's sidekick, Steve Philly, we just had one last question for him.
Steve, what have you given back?
Nothing. I'm pretty selfish. I don't know.
For the record, Philly golfs way more than he hunts.
And I took up bowling.
Oh my God.